Today I'll be going over my predictions for the LEGO Star Wars September 2023 $650 UCS or MBS set, as well as go over my predictions for the next couple years of UCS sets. Let's talk about it. So yes, welcome back everyone to another LEGO Star Wars video, and today, inspired by Ryan's video from a couple days ago, I wanted to actually kind of give you guys my predictions and my thoughts on basically what I think every single LEGO Star Wars UCS or MBS set will be throughout 2023, 2024, and leading up until 2025, which is the 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith, where presumably we would get some prequel-related UCS sets. I'll be going over everything I think is possible, and then finally giving you guys my kind of, solid list of what I think, my last prediction list that I will kind of run with, and we'll see how close I get over the next couple years. Starting off, we have 2023 May 4th. At this point, pretty much 99% confirmed. It's going to be 75355, UCS X-Wing, 1,949 pieces, $240, releases May 4th of 2023. That's 99% confirmed. At that point, look, I get it. It's been 10 years since the last one. I would have definitely chosen something else, but I won't get too much more into that. Moving into the 2023 September or possibly sometime in October, just pretty much the 2023 fall UCS set. What we know about it now, 75367, $650, and 5,374 pieces. So right off the bat, of course, that price per piece is pretty off. I know price per piece isn't everything, but in this scenario, that will definitely help us, pretty much determine, what are the possibilities, because of course, minifigures, eat up a lot of that price per piece, and some of the bigger molds, bigger parts, bigger, plastic and paper and cloth material. So basically, right here, guys, I've got 5 things for us. I think it's either a UCS Death Star 2 or 1 combo set. I think it kind of makes sense. I think the reason why I'm doing Death Star 2 or 1, I think it could be one or the other, of course, whether it's a play set or a fully enclosed set like the original Death Star 2 set, or they could do something like kind of a combination aspect of it. Maybe it's all fully paneled off, but then we have an actual interior where then in turn we get 16, 20, 25 minifigures that kind of helps have that price per piece justified. I definitely think they could do a 5,000 piece Death Star. Think about the last one, Death Star 2 was like 3,500 parts. You come in, do a lot more greebling, you do an interior. I think there's definitely room to add another 1,500 parts there. Second off, UCS Ghost, of course, with the Ahsoka series coming out, the Ghost will be pretty prominent. There is of course possibilities of the Ghost being in a smaller form set, but I want to say at this point, it's almost like I think those smaller scale Ahsoka sets might just be like the T6, shuttle, Ahsoka's main ship, and maybe not be the Ghost, and maybe we'll get it as a UCS set, because I think it's definitely possible now that we've gotten the Razor Crest. I think the Ghost is pretty much right there on par as popularity as the Razor Crest. And then we have the UCS Venator, of course, really just banking off the fact 20th anniversary of the Clone Wars. UCS Sail Barge, really kind of based off of kind of initial leaks and of course that survey leak going into 2024. Then we could also have a massive Master Builder Series Endor scene, which of course would be basically at that point, like I said, literally need like 25 minifigures, a huge Endor bunker, a couple massive trees, virtually a UCS ATST scale ATST there, a couple gliders, a couple speeders, but like I said, I think that's very high priced for a Master Builder series. So there's the 5 options. Stay tuned till the end to see which one I think it is. 2024 May 4th, I think this is definitely going to be a big year and a lot of opportunities here. It could either be a UCS Slave 1. I think at that point, it'd be 9 years since the last one, which is right on par with kind of when LEGO does remake some UCS sets. Of course, with all kind of the Boba Fett hype lately, Book of Boba Fett showing up in Mandalorian, and everything like that. I think a Slave 1's definitely justified. We have a UCS B-Wing here, which, think about this, the last one came out in 2012, 12 years, and for any of the new fans, that say came in during COVID times, that, say want that initial Rebellion fleet, the X-Wings, the B-Wings, the A-Wings, the Y-Wings, the B-Wing's definitely the hardest to get at this point, especially after the X-Wing comes out in May, because the 2012 B-Wing sealed going for like $500 to $600 right now. So I think a B-Wing is definitely possible. Next up, we have a UCS Nebulon B frigate. I definitely think that's something that's in LEGO's docket to do over the next couple of years. It was in the fan vote, of course, end of 2020, going into the 2021 fall set. But I don't doubt for a second that even though the gunship won that fan vote, I still do think Nebulon B frigate UCS set is definitely in their possibilities. Next up, we have UCS Vader's TIE Advanced. The last one came out in 2006, and it's really one of those things where, look, I think that definitely does fit the nice little $240 May 4th set, kind of threshold, I feel. And And of course, as always, if we're going just based off of, what needs a remake and what doesn't, at that point, it would be nearly 18 years since the last one. So, and then lastly, UCS ATST, something to where I feel like, it could have been this year's May 4th. Although if they do something like with the Endor bunker later in the year, where we pretty much get a UCS one in that set, of course, I don't think it would be the May 4th set then. Moving on to 2024 September or October release, we have a couple obvious ones again here. UCS Sail Barge, of course, that's kind of the going around rumor, would be, around then for the Sail Barge. UCS Ghost again, UCS Imperial Shuttle, UCS Slave 1, UCS Super Star Destroyer. To kind of quickly go over a couple of these new ones here, I think Imperial Shuttle would definitely be one where I think LEGO could come in, 2024 wise, and do a, even $450 range one. Of course, look, there's some people that say, could they really do an Imperial Shuttle or Slave 1 for, $650 or $700? I mean, it's possible. I mean, anything's possible, but I agree, in same scale, let's say the Razor Crest for $650, I think an Imperial Shuttle or a Slave 1, which are kind of proportionally the same size, I think maybe going down to that $450 range would be more possible. Of course, the Ghost could be 2024 if they don't want to kind of spoil, in 2023 that the Ghost will be in the Ahsoka series. They, maybe a contract with Lucasfilm. Sail Barge, of course, kind of the initial leak, and then lastly, the UCS Super Star Destroyer, of course, has been since 2011. The 2019 Star Destroyer just retired, so I think it's definitely one of those that they could be ready to put another, big $600, $700 scale Star Destroyer on the market. Then moving into 2025 here, we have 2025 May 4th. We have UCS Anakin's Interceptor. I think that would be a great one for May 4th. Give us $240. Probably the most iconic, spaceship from Episode 3 besides a Venator. UCS General Grievous' Starfighter, a very niche idea, but also one of those that ties into the Revenge of the Sith anniversary well. UCS Turbo Tank, of course. UCS Arc 170, another kind of classic Episode 3 set in LEGO standards. And then also the UCS Vader's TIE Advanced. They could be saving it for 2025. Kind of be a slight tie into Revenge of the Sith. Of course, we did not have a TIE Advanced then. We barely saw, Vader himself in Episode 3. But to kind of, still be an original trilogy set, but, again, you could slap the 20th anniversary of, Revenge of the Sith on that box and kind of make sense. It's still Darth Vader. Episode 3 is pretty much his movie, where I think that's definitely possible. Then moving into 2025, September or October, a couple big ones here, guys. We have the UCS Ultimate Space Battle, which would pretty much be a remake of the 2005 Ultimate Space Battle. Have, a bigger scale Anakin's Interceptor, Obi-Wan's Interceptor, a bigger scale Tri-Droid, and a bigger scale Vulture Droid. I think that'd be very interesting. Come in at that like $500 price point, equivalent to, say a $150 two $150 interceptors, $100 Tri-Droid and like $100 Vulture Droid, all kind of upscaled, a couple of cool minifigures, and really kind of give us the full shebang, for Revenge of the Sith. Next up, UCS Venator, of course, UCS Death Star, kind of the same thing as I'm thinking this year, or UCS Sandcrawler. At that point, it'd be 11 years since the last one, so something that could definitely fit in that, bigger, the last one was already $300, so it's one of those that could definitely be $400, $450 now, and really have no problem. Or also this year, UCS Super Star Destroyer. I really do gotta say, I think that's going to be in LEGO's pipeline here shortly. So with all that being said, guys, with everything that I kind of mentioned there, leave your thoughts down below. First off, I'm curious, what do you guys think? I mean, did I say anything that kind of surprised you? Do you guys have any recommendations that I did not say? But pretty much at this point, guys, my final predictions. I'm going to kind of sign the line here, and until we get further rumors or information, I will kind of put these under my belt. I will say, look, this is what I think so, and we'll be able to look back at the end of 2025 and see what I was right with, what I was wrong with, and kind of see what path LEGO took. So 2023 fall right here, I'm going to guess it will be a form of a Death Star. Again, whether it's a 1 and 2 combo, whether it's just a playset, whether it's just a display piece, whether I have an interior or not, I'm going to guess some type of Death Star, at that $650 price point. Give us, 20, 25 minifigures, and we'll all be pretty happy. 2024 May, I'm going to say UCS B-Wing. I think it's been long enough. I think, again, if LEGO wants to kind of stick to remaking some of these OT fleet vehicles to kind of help out some of these newer collectors, do a little revamp, give us a nice little set, give us an updated pilot, I think a 2024 May 4th UCS B-Wing is definitely possible. 2024 fall, I think UCS UCS sail barge, and unless they kind of completely canceled that set now that has kind of been spoiled, and other companies can start making that set, unless they kind of follow through with that and actually cancel it, I think 2024 fall we will be seeing a say $400 to $600 UCS sail barge. 2025 May, out of what I said there, I really do think they would probably go the Vader's TIE Advanced route. I really do think they would do that. Again, it's kind of like a mixture of OT and prequel. You can kind of say it kind of goes to either one, especially when celebrating 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith, which is predominantly, of course, a Vader film. I would not be too mad at that. Again, at that point, it would be like 19 years almost, since the last one. I definitely think it's time. I think it's a nice little vehicle. And if anything, as much as I would love an Anakin's Interceptor, I've been saying I would pay $300, $400 for UCS Interceptor forever. I would assume probably 2025, at least I would hope, they would give us a green Anakin's Jedi Interceptor, for say $40 or $30 or $50 or whatever. I think the 2020 yellow Interceptor might have been a little too close to 2025 for them to really do a 2025 yellow one remake in a small scale. So at that point, I think if they give us a green one in small scale, that would kind of cover our Interceptor for that year. And then lastly, 2025 fall, I'm going to say here, look, this all kind of banks on the fact they don't do a Super Star Destroyer, either in 2023 or 2024. If they do any form of Star Destroyer, for that $600-$700 price point, then at this point, I think, the 2025 prediction here of a UCS Venator is pretty much out of the window. I don't think they would have a, Star Destroyer and a Venator on the shelf at the exact same time. But, the Venator here, if everything kind of, falls in line with my other predictions, I think it would definitely be a really nice little slot there. Of course, Revenge of the Sith. I think, look, Lego has to know that thing would sell pretty dang well. You give us a couple very exclusive minifigures, throw it over there for, again, I agree with people. I don't think it needs to be $700 or $800. I think for $600 you can make a really nice UCS Venator and, really please a lot of fans. So at that point, guys, there's my top 5 predictions. That's basically what I think, and at least what I would hope for, 2023 through 2025. Anything after then, it's kind of hard to say. Again, I could be sitting here predicting stuff for the next 40 years, and at that point, I think that's just a little too much. But I think these next couple years banked off of, kind of what Lego's doing now, a couple of these anniversaries, a couple of these leaks, a couple of these rumors, I think it's safe to say that, I can at least predict these next 5 and really not have it be too pointless. So with all that being said, guys, leave your thoughts down below. Do you guys think I'm going to be right with any of these? Leave your thoughts down below. What do you guys think the next 5 UCS sets will be after the X-Wing? I'd actually love to hear it. So make your 2023 fall, next May, 2024 fall, 2025 stuff. Leave all your thoughts down below, guys. Leave your predictions. With all that being said, again, credit to Ryan for this kind of idea, this kind of concept. I wanted to kind of get my thoughts out here, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye, guys, and stay safe.